What I'm about to reveal is so toxic that even Mona Scott Young might require a hazmat suit. Mendeecees Harris, Mr. I've changed, Mr. Reformed Family Man, Mr. Loyalty is everything. And he has apparently exceeded himself in vetching at the Olympics, and this time he may have fertilized it instead of just fumbling the bag. That's right, Jasmine is allegedly pregnant once more, and guess who's being called the father on is fraud. You guessed it, Mendeecees. Oops, I did it again, Harris. But here's the twist that will hurt your feelings. According to Scream insiders, Yandy learned the same thing as the rest of us did from a Tasha K livestream and a leaked OB file that was covered in pink highlighter and drama glitter. Now Yandy is allegedly confronting Mendeecees in a scene so explosive that the H1 producers needed to call it quits. Therapy afterwards. So how did this train wreck unfold? Who is telling the truth? And did Mendy actually use funds intended for youth mentorship to finance his side project? Oh, you're not ready, but press play anyhow. Because this scandal is only beginning and the tea is boiling. So let's get started. He liked his ex's Instagram post, which is a level 10 soap opera that wrote itself and threw his belongings in the street at midnight. This is betrayal because, believe me, Yandy's sanity is hanging by a thread when she sees Harris have just switched on reality TV Armageddon mode. This is betrayal marinated, slow-roasted, and served with a side of how dare you. Let's go back in time to when Mendeecees wasn't always attempting to cosplay as the Black Mr. Rogers. We remember him as the hustler turned husband in Harlem. The man who flipped AHS returned from prison with his suit tight, his words taut, and his lies even more pronounced, making half of Twitter shout, "Yandy so strong," while the other half muttered, "Girl, blink twice if you need help." Prison bit into a redemption arc. She smiled through the rumors, stood 10 toes down as if she were defending Wakanda, and practically wrote a TED Talk on how to hold down your man while he's out doing Lord knows what all, in the name of love, or branding. May God bless her loyal heart. And comes Jasmine, the human plot twist. The girl with more controversies than sponsorships, whose portrait would be prominently displayed in glitter and press-on nails if hip-hop and love had a hall of fame for mayhem. Jasmine is no stranger to this. She's the same Jasmine who essentially made Kirk Frost ATOB clear. Rumors were already brewing when Tasha K reappeared in the photo, looking suspiciously quiet and glowing. She had been teasing for weeks, posting cryptic Instagram stories that suggested a certain Harlem husband had been busy, and she hoped the Robin got. We assumed she was sending us NDA forms, but when she went live, we realized she wasn't just drinking wine. Instead, she had receipts, a purported sonogram file, a voice note that sounded a lot like Mendeecees whispering, and Jasmine's name circled in highlighter like a high school quiz. Twitter became a funeral for Yandy's mental health. And then the worst kick in the gut came when Andy and the rest of us discovered that the TikTokers were acting out the drama with wigs and fake baby bumps. Relax, baby, I got you. Just don't say nothing yet. According to sources, she was in the middle of a skincare company meeting when she was DM'd live. When she hit game over, insiders, a hairstylist's cousin's sister, by the way, said that she tossed her phone across the room and yelled, "I knew it, I knew it." He claimed to be done with her, but he was actually just reloading. In the meantime, Mendy was missing, not posting, commenting, or clapping. Backhand was simply ghosted. According to one source, he ran away to his mother's house, while another says he made a last-minute Airbnb reservation under the name D. If it were fake, wouldn't Jasmine be live, posting bump selfies and calling Tasha K a liar with her entire chest instead of crickets? There's only one black and white Instagram story that says, "You'll see what does that." Loyal, the irony speaks for itself, and Jasmine is too quiet, which only served to fuel the flames. Even so, let's get to the heart of it. Jasmine, who has reportedly been taking time off from TV for peace and healing, happens to become pregnant again by the same man who almost ended Yandy's marriage the first time. According to sources, Jasmine has been planning for months, with a former friend Howell Ka, for legal reasons. And since that's what she calls herself on TikTok, she took a 17-minute tirade called "This Ain't Even the First Test She Took." She says Jasmine saved 3 pregnancy tests, selected the one with the darkest line, and played the as revealed by the sonogram for max effect. She even allegedly wrote a pitch deck for Mona Scott Young called Single Mom Second Chance Spinoff, and we all believe it because of Mendeecees' scandal and the fact that Fashion Nova sponsored it. Fast forward to the day when the Tasha K video received 1 million views, while Yandy is canceling brand shoots, ignoring her glam team, and reportedly issuing NDA warnings as if she were in a legal shootout. Fan pages focus on Jasmine's most recent photos. Is that a baby bump or just good lighting? What's really happening behind closed doors is where it gets nastier than according to reports. Yandy discovered multiple payments to wait for in the shared business card account they use for their youth mentorship program. It appears that Motherhood Maternity Spa was the recipient. Was it a coincidence? Or was Mendy out here billing baby massage sessions to the Mendeecees used the mentorship fund to send Jasmine Uber credits, Whole Foods orders, and even to pay for a birthing suite preview for her? According to a Love and Life article, he used the same card to purchase school supplies for at-risk children. The former accountant is now unemployed after running her mouth to the blogs. A member of the hip-hop crew reportedly stormed past producers, grabbed Mendeecees by the shirt, and yelled, "You got her pregnant with my brand's money. Oh, you're going to give birth out the window." The cameras weren't rolling. But don't worry, she arrived at the studio unexpectedly, wearing sweats, without glamour or anger in her eyes. As the story gained popularity, celebrities began to weigh in. Erica Mena wrote a mysterious tweet that read, "Y'all, finally seeing what I saw back then. Loyalty is a one-way street when you're dealing with clowns." Even Remy Ma. Mona ordered the crew back the following morning for a reconstruction, remarked, "If Remy Ma is not saying anything, you know it's bad." Sim under a shade of rumor repost. And that's when Jasmine's silence broke midnight. One blurry IG story. No words, just a flicker of a positive pregnancy test, and the captions say, "Less I'm coming." That's it, no apology, no denial, just a digital mic drop. And fans lost it. #Jasmine eyes pregnant #why Yandy deserves peace #Mendeecees trust shell is trending. All brutal. All dragging the Harris. Jasmine and Yandy were fired for revealing the truth, and they were invited to film separately for what they were told would be emotional confessionals by themselves. However, Mona Sis was acting as a puppet master, including a plot twist from Hamilton, by allegedly tricking both women into arriving at the same time for the what was supposed to be two tearful monologues abruptly changed into an epic reality TV ambush when Jasmine arrived wearing a glam lacefront, Saiga hoodie that concealed what might or might not be a second trimester bump. She also brought receipts, a thick manila folder, and a lawyer, and purportedly a secret microphone of her own in case producers attempted to alter the truth. 5 minutes later, Yandy enters the room with her sunglasses on, her hair in a messy bun, no makeup, and her black hoodie. Her goal is to confront Mendy face. As producers can see the tension building. Jasmine turned to Yandy and calmly said, "Before you start yelling, just know this baby isn't just his, it's yours to you. Married into." According to a leaked mic audio that is currently making the rounds on TikTok, it popped off like gumbo on a gas stove before either woman said a word. I'm done protecting this man. I've covered up his lies for years, but not anymore," Yandy stated, going completely silent before slamming her mic into the counter. The crew was in complete disarray when she abruptly left, but don't worry about that part. Didn't go to waste, as Mona is already editing it for the mid-season finale. Meanwhile, Mendy makes a comeback after evading BH1 contracts more aggressively and avoiding moral clauses. He went live from a cheap hotel balcony, not from a studio, and World War II was so weak that you could hardly see him. Face beneath those huge sunglasses. He began slowly, expressing his love for his family, acknowledging that mistakes had been made, and that private matters had been handled improperly. But then, oh Lord, he said the line that went viral online, "I got trapped, but I love all my kids, and I'll do right by all of them." Excuse me, kids. Memes, mashups, remixes, and even a gospel version of his phrase, that someone auto-tuned and turned into an entire TikTok dance, were all over the comment section. But let's go back to the money. All your kids, wait, how many are there? You mean, Yandy's kids, Jasmine's baby, and wins #all my kids. Since Yandy is battling for her dignity, and Jasmine is planning her pregnancy makeover. The true issue is money. As the clever queen that she is, Yandy has discreetly put together a legal dream team, and an anonymous court claims that Olivia Pope meets Cardi B's defamation attorney. The clerk learnt that someone who DM'd the Shade Room from their burner has filed a motion to audit all of the joint accounts connected to Mendeecees, including the shared MX card used to schedule appearances, the mentorship nonprofit, their joint podcast brand, and their family checking accounts. Discovered what were purportedly recurrent payments, under the names of personal medical services and confidential care packages. he was secretly using marital assets to finance Jasmine's pregnancy. If this is verified, it's not just cheating, it's financial fraud. And if Jasmine's name appears on any business-related expenses, Yandy could file a lawsuit to recover reimbursement, forfeit assets, and take full control of their podcast and nonprofit properties. Yes, she might actually own the rights to Mendes' comeback story. But this story is far from over because the next bombshell came from an unexpected source. Erica, the following gem is all I have to say. If you knew what Mendeecees said to me, while married on set, y'all would delete every single thing. Mina, now known as Erica, has been really quiet lately, but when chaos strikes, she responds in full glam, going live with a full beat and a bowl of grapes, sitting like a messy Greek goddess. What is the best post you have ever made about him? One purported screenshot from 2022 shows Mendy contacting Erica. If we had met earlier, this would not have happened. You wouldn't be freaking me out like Yandy. Phew. Q fear, Q assumptions, Q DMs leaking like a busted tap now that the triangle is complete. Maybe square. Yandy's team is incensed. Her publicist released a statement claiming that legal action is being discussed for character defamation and that some people are pursuing her with malicious intent. However, an insider claims that Yandy's team is leaning while Jasmine's team is playing offense and pressing for a public paternity hearing. They are supposedly bringing a new story into the chaos called Bossed Up, Betrayed But Back, a whole new brand focused on healing, business, and rebuilding after betrayal. I want it public. If I'm lying, let the world watch it unfold. But if I'm not, everyone's going to owe me an apology, she stated in a voicemail recorded in Atlanta family court, which was filmed. And guess what? Tasha K hasn't finished yet. This time, she released part 2 of her expose. It's unclear whether the blurry video of Mendy and Jasmine holding hands in an Atlanta hotel lobby weeks before Yandy's most recent family photo shoot was a coincidence, or if Mendeecees was actually smiling with one family while slinking off to construct another. However, no one seems to care because, in the eyes of the public, Mendy is guilty AF and Mona O isn't wasting this opportunity. According to insiders, she has already approved a 3-part reunion special with the working title Love and Hip Hop DNA, DMs and Divorce Court. And she's allegedly leaving. The internet is locked in, so it doesn't matter if Tasha K, Jasmine Yandy, Mendeecees and a mystery witness, who says she also had a liaison with Mendeecees during his redemption mission, are a fourth angle. Or if Mona is only manipulating the situation for viewers. Burn, something more profound is going on beneath the surface. According to several sources, a skincare sponsor has already halted their campaigns. And one partner in children's products stated they are reassessing the reputational risk, which translates to Yandy's image as the devoted wife and ideal mother. Is in danger, and no amount of ring-light confessions can make it better overnight. So what happens next? In part 3, Jasmine finally comes forward, and she has receipts. Mendy tries to make a comeback, but ends up making it worse. And Yandy is ready to flip the script, flip the bag. And just when you thought the scandal couldn't possibly go any deeper into the abyss, Jasmine finally breaks her silence. No oi rant, no weak apology. Sis shows up. However, don't get too comfortable because Mendeecees, in his infinite delusion that he's trying to control the narrative once more when he jumps on Instagram Live from another undisclosed hotel looking like Candy Burus, who is allegedly co-producing it. He's not ready to let go, and even though the video quality is dial-up, he hasn't seen sunlight in days. He begins with the typical damage control phrases. I made mistakes, I was under pressure, I was set up by people I trusted, but then he says, this ain't about loyalty, it's a bootlegacy, and I'm still creating mine. Man, you're out there chatting about legacy and collecting baby mamas like sneaker drops, and the comments section was nasty. One follower wrote, your legacy has stretch marks and receipts that are sitting down. You didn't get set up, another person said. Just when you think he's finally going to log off, he drops a voice note from Jasmine, who is allegedly trying to spin it like she wanted clout all along. This is a bad move, because hours later, Tasha K claps back hard and posts a breakdown video. When Mendeecees plays the victim revealed, using Jasmine's actual voice notes, she plays audio files of Jasmine saying, I never wanted his money, I just didn't want to feel like trash. Suddenly, the audience reacts negatively once more, proving that Jasmine is more than just a coy. Then the legal bombs start falling, and Yandy's lawyer files an emergency court motion alleging marital fraud, seeking damages for emotional distress, breach of financial trust, and intentional fabrication of public image. She is now a symbol of betrayal, survival, and reality TV retaliation. Yes, she names the mentorship fund once more, claiming that Mendeecees used it to cover Jasmine's rent, prenatal care, and even a luxury baby boutique gift card. If this is proven, Yandy could take full control of their joint ventures, and Mendeecees could be investigated by the IRS for misusing nonprofit funds. Erica Mena is back sipping wine on another live stream, posting cryptic captions like funny how, while Mona Scott Young is allegedly filming every court appearance with the judge's approval for a DOA-style courtroom miniseries. BECAUSEY. Just ruin lives when you can get Emmy-nominated doing it. Fans are figuring out that Erica might be the third Lady Mendeecees juggling all along. Rumor has it that she archived past text conversations in case she ever needed to provide proof, so this might not be the case. The truth always comes out when you're out of reach. Jasmine unleashes another bombshell as Twitter roasts Mendeecees harder than a bet roast special.